Alright, I'm back by Luce Ranch. I'm gonna go try to hit the south side of Milligan Peak. It's a long ways in. We'll see how far I get. I gotta go back to work next week. I'm back to school teaching, so I was trying to get out a lot this week. So we'll see how far I get and if I could get to those other wallows or not. I just saw a mule deer, just a doe. I'm going the same way I went yesterday in that short trip. But I'm just gonna go way farther. And hopefully we see some stuff, and hopefully I could get to those wallows, and just maybe we'll get lucky and find some sheds. Here's a little plateau I was on yesterday and found that shed, but I didn't really look around that long. If you go up, I was on top of that the other day when I saw those two big whitetail bucks. The first year I came here, I picked up 4 or 5 sheds in here. I just jumped this bull up, the biggest bull I've seen all summer. If I'd classify him, Class A is like over 350 to me. I don't know if they really do that or not, but this is like a big Class B bull, 340-ish. He was nice, but I couldn't get him on camera. He saw me first before I even noticed him, and I just saw him run. But I saw his antlers good enough. I just couldn't get my phone out of the pocket. Here's the old trick tank, the water tank. Lots of deer tracks around this little puddle. There's the old tank, and there's the metal little box that holds water. And looks like there's no camera here, which is good because they're against the law. It's a real nice spot. I've used it before. Hardly ever see anyone here. It's a long ways in here. It's hard to get to, but it's a good little spot. I don't know what it's called. It's an old game and fish trick tank. It's all beat up, but it still holds water sometimes. So if you look behind me right there, you can see a little wallow. It's right by that tank. I don't know, 100 yards from that tank I just showed you. And it's a nice little wallow. So good that I came up here and found it, and there's a camera on it. I'm like, oh, I don't want to leave my camera here because I don't lock my cameras up. I really wanted to see what came in here. I'm like, oh, no one will hike in here. It's a long ways in and steal my camera. And I put my camera up, and I came back a week later, and it was gone. And I always thought the guy who had a camera here stole it, trying to protect his little spot. But it's not really his, it's public land. But someone stole my camera from this site right here. But there is no camera here right now. So whoever had one here probably took it down because of the new law. But here's the wallow with just a few fresh deer tracks in it. There's more deer tracks over there at the tank. But this is a nice little wallow. And right there is where someone used to have a camera. There's a metal thing on the tree. But Milligan Peak, lots of wildlife, great hunting area. Shed hunting, you need to come early in the season because a lot of people shed hunt here, I think. The one place I did find a shed is one place I found them in the past, because I guess people don't go in that little spot. But the two water spots, the trick tank and the wallow, are both really good spots. And they're hard to get to, but I do know people know about them. So that's it. Have a good rest of the day. This video will be shorter, and this weekend I'm hoping to go backpacking with John unless we get rained out. But that's the plan. Alright, today's hike, I parked at the same spot I parked yesterday. Hiked up, went up on this bench and looked all over right here where I found that shed. I didn't find any, but I wanted to show you those other wallows and the rain catch. So yeah, there's a little trail. If you find it, makes it easy, and you could come up over here. Hiked up there, went down, up this side, and then right about here is where I jumped up that big bull on this peak. And he was big, probably the biggest one I've seen this summer. Then you continue on, and I went up to the kind of the south side of Milligan. This is Milligan Peak, and I hiked down, down, down until you get right about to here. And this is where that wallow is, where that trick tank is.
And there's another little wallow somewhere along here along the fence line, but I missed it somehow. And I mean, it's way in there and there's no roads, but people have had cameras there and people do know about them. After that, I kind of went this way, and then I went this way, and then I just headed back. I did go back a little different way. I went down here by Jack Spring, and this is right where I found the antler.